Hey guys, today's video is slightly different. I'm kind of branching out because yeah, I just want this channel to not be like stressful, and I just want to talk about whatever is interesting me in this moment. And right now I'm obsessed with my Nintendo. Like, I go through phases where I either read a bunch or I play games a bunch, and it kind of alternates. So I've noticed a lot of videos recently about like people say we switch games, but mainly like cozy games and just games that aren't super stressful, just games that you can kind of sit down and just enjoy without like the stress and like the rage quit. Obviously I love all the classic games as well, but I kind of want to watch like my favorite cozy games from the Switch today, and then I might talk about other games in a different video if that's something that interests you guys. I also made a list of 3DS games because I still play my 3DS. This is my 3DS, this is the new 3DS XL, which is, I don't know why they would call it that because it's so confusing, but it's the one with that little nib, this little thing. This color is a bit boring, but when this came out, they only had the black and the blue. So since then they've obviously made other ones. And this is my game box. So cute. I love my 3DS. I've been playing it lately. I'm currently going through all the Pokemons from Pokemon X all the way to Ultra Moon. I'm actually playing Detective Pikachu right now. It's such a cute game. Anyway, I'm going to talk to you guys about all the cozy games on mainly the Switch, but also the 3DS if that's something that you still play. This is my custom 3DS. No, this is my custom Switch that I have. This is the OLED Switch. I had just the first Switch that came out just with the grey Joy-Cons, and then I ended up getting these custom Joy-Cons. It's just the purple and the pink, and I also have a matching Switch Pro controller to go with it, which is also pink and purple. And I just think it looks so cute, and it was just so customizable. Like, it's just so cute. And then the OLED one came out, and the OLED one I got in white, so now I have these Joy-Cons, the grey Joy-Cons and the white Joy-Cons. So I have a lot of Joy-Cons going on. This is the OLED screen, which is so much better than the original one. It's so much bigger as well. Well, the actual size isn't any bigger, but because there is less of a border, it ends up looking bigger. I don't know if you can tell because obviously the background is dark. The colors are so much brighter, it's so much more contrasty, it just looks a lot better. So I actually really recommend the OLED. I think it was a pretty good upgrade. Anyway, so I'm going to talk to you guys about the cozy games. My first cozy game is a classic. It's my favorite game of all time on any console, definitely on the Switch. It's Breath of the Wild. I think it's just a classic. It's cozy if you make it cozy. Like, I think, yeah, there are some difficult parts. We have to beat the monsters and you're going through all the divine beasts and it's stressful, and then you get to Hyrule Castle and it's stressful. But overall, I think it's such a cozy experience. The weather changes. I think the art style is beautiful. And by weather changes, I mean like the weather is so cozy. Like, it'll be sunlight and there'll be like a cloud going over you and you can see the shadow, and like it'll be raining or there'll be a storm, and it's just so cozy, and you get to talk to all the villagers and like all the different towns and just like do side quests if you want, or go through all the shrines and just do things at your own pace. I think Breath of the Wild is the first open world game that is super open world, like to the point where you can literally do things at whatever pace you want to. You can go through 400 hours of playing the game without ever doing the main like objective of the game, which is to beat Ganon. I just think it's such a cozy game if you just treat it as a cozy game. I think people get put off because it's such a classic on the Nintendo and it's not considered a cozy game necessarily. It's like high action and just very well made game, but it can be cozy if you want to make it cozy. But if you want actual cozy games, let's get into it. Another Zelda game is very cozy on the Switch. It's the Link's Awakening. It is so cute. I think the art style is a lot more cozy than Breath of the Wild because it's a little bit less realistic. Even though Breath of the Wild isn't super realistic, it is just slightly less realistic. It's super like cartoonish. It just reminds me of like old school Zelda games. It's super not high pressure. I think Link's Awakening is so cute, and it's not like other Zelda games. It's not, I don't think it's the Zelda game that like Zelda fans are super hyped about, but I think it's a Zelda game that if you're not into Zelda games, you can kind of get into because it's super cozy and cute. I don't know. I'm just throwing it in there as a little help for you guys. You might get into that more than Breath of the Wild if you're just into like very casual cozy gaming. Then there's a recent one I got, which is Jenny LeClue, and it was actually a PC game and then it got kind of made into console games, including the Switch. Super cute game. I love the art style. I love the whole thing. It gives me similar vibes. Well, not really, but it fills the void that I have because of Professor Layton not being a thing anymore. Obviously, I have all the Professor Layton games. Where are they? Right here for the 3DS. I played all the DS Professor Laytons and the 3DS Professor Laytons. And yes, I did buy the Professor Layton kind of like sequel on the Switch, and it was not good at all. I don't recommend it at all. I think I kind of ruined the series. The 3DS has Miracle Mask, Azure Legacy, and then Layton's Mystery Journey, and also the Ace Attorney like collab that they did. Those are my cozy games for the 3DS. Spoiler alert, those are the ones that I think are super cozy. The storyline is amazing, the art style is amazing, the music's amazing, the puzzles are great, the characters are lovable. I just think the whole thing is so cozy. I loved the Professor Layton series, and Jenny LeClue is kind of filling the vibe for me because it's a mystery game where you just like pick different options, use clues to solve a mystery, and I think it's just so cute and the art style is beautiful. I think they said you get 8 hours of playtime, and it was on sale when I got it on the eShop for £2, less than £2. So I think it's a great deal if you get it on sale. Don't get it full price, but get it on sale because I think it's super worth it. Then obviously a classic, Animal Crossing. On the Switch, it's Animal Crossing New Horizons, which I've done so many hours on. I think I'm on like 150 hours, which isn't actually that much, but I didn't play it for a really long time because I just kind of got a bit burnt out. But I think it's mainly because Animal Crossing New Leaf, here it is, I was looking for it, that I have on the 3DS is my ultimate favorite Animal Crossing game. I don't know, I think some people obviously love the New Horizons, or some people have never played any other Animal Crossing game, like the Switch could be your first Nintendo console. I never played Animal Crossing on the DS, I only played it from the 3DS, and the 3DS one is my favorite game. I remember just doing so many hours every single evening on my New Leaf. It's just such a good game, and I think I did way more hours on the 3DS than I did on the Switch. I just think it's such a good game. So like either way, whichever one you prefer, if you have the Switch, you're gonna love Animal Crossing. If you have the 3DS, you probably love Animal Crossing. I just think Animal Crossing as a whole is such a cozy game. You can jump on, do an hour of chores and leave, or you can stay there for 10 hours and do a bunch of stuff. I don't know, but I think if you really like New Horizons and you have a 3DS, get New Leaf because it's really good. Then I have a game that I actually saw in a different YouTube video and I started playing it and it's super cozy, weirdly. It's called Firewatch. I remember it came out on other consoles as well, but it is on the Switch. I bet the quality is a bit better on other consoles, obviously because the Switch isn't the most powerful console of all time. Nowhere near. Basically, you follow this guy who just went through kind of a separation. You kind of start to learn more about him as the game goes on. But essentially, he's not currently with his wife right now. She's with her family. And he's basically on Firewatch. He's in Colorado on this like big platform. And he gets calls in every day on like a walkie-talkie from the main station where they tell him like, oh, this kid's like drinking alcohol somewhere, you know, doing a bonfire, or like setting things on fire, can you go check it out? Or, oh, a cable got cut during a storm, can you go sort it out? And you basically every day do like different missions, but while you're doing those missions, you're on the walkie-talkie with someone at the station and you can like pick different options for what you want to say back to her. It kind of gives me like the Walking Dead vibes back when everyone was playing that game, where you have like the choices of what you want to say to someone, but obviously it's less pressure and less stress than The Walking Dead. That game is so stressful. This game is super chill and the storyline's amazing and the colors are beautiful. Like I just think the whole game looks really stunning, and I think if you just need like an hour of playtime every day, just something to do, just run around, do some tasks, I think this is the perfect game for you. I feel like if you enjoy Animal Crossing and you like the like routine of doing things, you're gonna enjoy Firewatch as well. I don't know, give it a try. I have a pretty short game. It's unpacking. I recommend getting on sale because it isn't very long, but you essentially unpack someone's boxes when they move into different places. You start off with just unpacking in like a small flat, and then you build up more and more, and then you notice that like there's more people now that you have to unpack for. There's kids, there's a wife, there's, you know, a big house, there's different floors, and the game gets quite emotional sometimes, even though there's literally no characters. You're just like unpacking people's boxes, but the storyline that does unfold while you're like unpacking people's stuff is crazy. Like I just think it's insane what they managed to do with just unpacking people's stuff, but it's so emotional. I was like, oh my god, why am I like tearing up? Anyway, I really love this game. I love the art style. I think the whole thing is just like a really fun experience, and if you hate unpacking stuff in real life because it's a chore, but you like the organizational aspect of things, I think you're gonna really enjoy this game. I did. I literally moved into this place. Instead of unpacking my stuff, I was playing the unpacking game on my Switch. Then obviously you can get all the Ace Attorney games on your Switch. They fill the void for the Professor Layton games, but obviously they'll never be the same. Like I feel like you're either a Professor Layton person or you're a Ace Attorney person. Because I was doing law, I feel like Ace Attorney just stressed me out too much. I was like, why am I doing law in my free time and while I'm doing a law degree? So I just enjoyed Professor Layton because it was more of a mystery game rather than like an Ace Attorney game. But I love both. Honestly, think both series are great. And if you just need something cozy, like if you enjoy true crime or you enjoy reading like thrillers and mysteries, then you'll really enjoy these. These kind of feel like you're reading like a mystery book. It's really fun. Then there's a game I didn't play too much of, but the art style looks stunning and the whole like idea of it is amazing. It's called The Lost World but Beyond the Page, and I got it on a massive sale, so you can probably find it on a sale as well. It's a puzzle platform game. It has amazing reviews actually. I looked it up just before this game just to see what other people think. It's set between pages of a diary and a fantasy world, which I think is so cute. Anyway, I think this one might be really nice if you enjoy like platform puzzle games. Then obviously my 3DS, I've been playing this a lot lately. Currently I have the Detective Pikachu game in there, and I'm playing through the Pokemon games. Like I said, I'm currently on Pokemon X, and then obviously it's Alpha Sapphire Moon and Ultra Moon. But I'm gonna go through all the cozy games. If you guys want, I'll show you just a close-up of all my games. These aren't all my games. I have Nintendogs downloaded as an eShop game, and all the Ace Attorney games also got on a sale in the eShop, but these are my physical games that I have. Anyway, so starting off strong, Mario Kart 3D World, then we have Luigi's Mansion 1 and 2. I don't know why I put them in the wrong order. Kirby, Smash Bros, X, Alpha Sapphire, Moon, Ultra Moon, Donkey Kong. This is Detective Pikachu, which I'm playing right now. Hello. Then obviously we have Ocarina of Time, A Link Between Worlds, we have Majora's Mask, Animal Crossing, Harvest Moon, A New Beginning. Then we have Fantasy Life, the Disney Mickey Mouse game, Epic Mickey, Power of Illusion. I haven't played that very much. And then we have all the Professor Layton games. Like I said, we have Miracle Mask, Azure and Legacy, then the Layton's Mystery Journey, and the Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright, and then Style Boutique, which is such an underrated game. I loved that game when I was a kid, and I obviously got it for the 3DS as well. Anyway, my cozy games are Ocarina of Time, Link Between Worlds, and Majora's Mask for the Zelda games. I think because they're on the 3DS, they feel slightly less pressure because they're such like, they're much higher quality. I think the moment a game becomes like HD or like much higher quality, it becomes more stressful because it feels more like real life. When you're just like playing with these like funny little characters on the 3DS, it just feels less pressure. So I think if you want to get into Zelda games, maybe start with the 3DS. It feels slightly less pressure and a little bit more cozy. But if you don't like Zelda, that's fine. Obviously then there's Animal Crossing New Leaf, which I talked about. My favorite game on the 3DS. I love that game so much. Professor Layton, it's essentially mystery solving with an amazing story and amazing characters. There's Professor Layton and he has his like intern, like someone that works for him, as this like little kid. And then you start getting more characters in, and in every game you go to a different place and you start to meet all the town people, and the storyline is always so good. The mystery is always amazing. The puzzles are always incredible. All the puzzles were done by the same person before he sadly passed away, and then when he did pass away, they tried to obviously do the Switch game and it just didn't feel the same, and you can tell that the puzzles were like a big part of the gaming experience for the Professor Layton series. Anyway, but I think if you want to play the Professor Layton series, you can either go from the 3DS. It's not like the storyline necessarily continues. Like, I think you can get away with just playing the 3DS games, but if you want, you can play from the DS, and you can just buy DS games and play them in your 3DS. Like, you don't have to buy a DS. You can just put the cartridges in your 3DS. That's what I did. You have a lot of gaming to do if you're going to get into that series, but it's so worth it. It's so good. You're going to get so attached to the characters as well. I never got into Harvest Moon on the 3DS. For some reason, that game is just not for me. Controversial opinion. I opened it for about 10 minutes and I was like, I'm out. I don't really like this. However, this underrated gem made by the same developer as the people who made Professor Layton, it's called Level 5. Obviously they make a lot of games, but anyway, I just noticed that they're the same company that does Professor Layton. No wonder I like it. Is Fantasy Life. It's such a good game. It's basically Animal Crossing, but with like magical powers. You end up coming to this town and you pick like a job that you want to do. You can be like a wizard or make potions or things like that. And you end up leveling up your powers and like becoming better at the job that you do in that town. And you know, like fighting off monsters, but it's very cute. It's very like low risk, low pressure. Oh my, it's such a good game. I can't even begin to explain it. Imagine Animal Crossing, but with like magic, kind of. I love that game. I remember I spent so many hours every single day playing that game. Now that I've started playing my 3DS, I want to start playing that game again along with Animal Crossing. Then I have Detective Pikachu, which is obviously the cutest little game. It's not gonna be anything close to like the original Pokemon games. So if you are like a Pokemon stan, fan, lover, you might hate the Detective Pikachu game, but if you're just a casual gamer, the Detective Pikachu game is the cutest little thing I've ever played. It's so cute. The characters look amazing. And you just basically are Detective Pikachu. In this game, Pikachu is a detective and he works to solve mysteries around the city. Like, it's just so good. You can put it on for like 10 minutes and leave. I'd say all the Pokemon games on the 3DS are super cozy because they're so cute. Like, the graphics are so cute. I think the 3DS is such a cozy console. Like, for some reason, just the graphics, because they're kind of bad, look really cozy. I'm playing X right now and it's just so cozy. I love those games. I'm looking forward to getting through all of them. Like I said, unpopular opinion, I did not like Harvest Moon. If you want to persuade me, you can. I might try it again and get into it. I don't know, but it wasn't my favorite. But if you have any other cozy games, put them in the comment section down below, or any other, they don't have to be cozy, just any games that you really like, and I might make some more videos regarding some cozy games or just Switch games in general, because I love my Switch and I love my 3DS. I just love Nintendo as a whole. I still have my DS as well, so I have all the games for it. Anyway, subscribe to the bell icon for engagement. I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys.